see her level damage. So
Man, I'm on the edge of my seat right now. Like, oh wait, this could be a lot of damage right here. Oh, never mind. I take it back. It's another quick. Wow. Vortex kick. Vortex kick. Bart's
and
down.
killing that Bart.
Oh, wow, that's game.
Alright everyone, and welcome back to Wbel Season 2. We're now at the very last week of the playoffs. We'll have this week the grand finale between Crashmaster and Ram9, but before that, we're going to cover the third place match. So for those who haven't followed, it's going to be Maechen against ShadowSnatcher. But before that, I have to present my co-host, Chisei. Hi.
Hey there, Numero.
And our guest shotcaster for the whole season for the Charming Division. Hi, Itomanpr.
Hello, Numero. How's it going? And shout out to the World of Community. Check out my cool shirt. Sorry, just had to do that.
Alright, so like I said, we're going to have the third place match today. It's going to be a best of 3, and for the next video it's going to be Crashmaster against Ram9, but in this one it's going to be a best of 5. So the marathon is finally ending. Alright, so let's jump into the first match. Alright, so match number 1 between Maechen and ShadowSnatcher for the third place series. On Maechen's side, we got Zazan at 139, why? Also, we got Valentine Salier and Halloween Raryu. On ShadowSnatcher's side, we got Minwoo, Ice Jaden, and McLeod.
Alright, so getting into this match, first up here is ShadowSnatcher, bringing in the Double Ice, Double Spear team with Minwoo support, which has been a very strong team for ShadowSnatcher, so no surprise in him bringing it today. One thing I will note, though, is that I know, and I've said it every time, is that Ice Jaden gets a lot of survivability from his 10,000 health physical shield. That being said, there's not really... The two main carries over on Maecen's side are both magical, so Ice Jaden's survivability is going to be a lot less. He'll be able to take up the Zazan, though. And Life Absorb coming out from the Zazan, so there's HP Absorb coming on to Maecen's units, which could help, especially since his side doesn't have the fancy healer that ShadowSnatcher does with Minwoo. But that Minwoo support, if she's not taken out early and quickly, or if the DPS aren't able to burst down immediately, we've seen her support the teams for the rest of the entire fight, so... that's going to be, I think, the main keys for this match is how if the main DPS over on Maecen's side can burst down ShadowSnatchers, and if they can't, if they can also kill the Minwoo. Because if neither of those two things happen, I think ShadowSnatcher just wins from pure sustain alone. Because that's all he really needs to do to win this fight. So let's just see how the initial damage starts looking, because I think the first hit should come out Not here.
Now.
I thought it was going to be in range yet, but it's going to be a couple more buffs. Both sides going to be pretty buffed up, though. We got haste on both the Minwoo and the Ice Jaden. Minwoo going backwards, which is actually great for survivability here. But Sweetheart Salier going in and charging up a spell.
First hit of the match is going to be Halloween, Raryu going on the Ice Jaden. Not a lot of damage, it's really unexpected, and it's all already filled, but he had the poison, it could be big in the end game. Now McLeod is hasted, Meteor coming from Salier, doing 7k on that McLeod, but that was expected. Next we're going to have Ice Jaden next. He's going for the whole team with his LB, so let's check out the damage. We have about... one-shotting the whole team. Oh. Okay. So, the match is already over. Well, I said that once, but Maechen already got surprised by a Kason in the same manner.
With the Halloween Raryu.
Oh yeah, no, it's not true. It's Maechen that did that to Kason. You're right.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Alright, I think that we don't need to add much more to what happened. What can Maechen do for the next match?
I really would just say probably it'd be a complete swap up of teams, honestly. I do like the route of going for the magic side. Because I think that barrier just adds way too much survivability to the Ice Jaden. And I want to retract what I said earlier, that the main key for ShadowSnatcher winning was the survivability on his side. Now the damage got there. Absolutely. So I think what Maechen's going to need to do, and especially since this is his match point right here, I would suggest bringing out the Howlet. The Howlet's been a huge staple of his team, put in a lot of work for him, and I think it matches up decently well against the Ice Jaden, and probably will survive a lot better than the Halloween Ryu and the Sweetheart Salier. So I think I would probably say going for the Ice Howlet would be my pick here.
Yeah, the Ice Jaden was clearly instrumental in ShadowSnatcher's victory. Thinking back, this was the very same team that eliminated me from playoffs when I faced ShadowSnatcher. Like Chisei said, the Howlet could be a very strong play. Part of me just wants to switch up the sauce, bro, and go for an evasion. Maybe try to catch ShadowSnatcher off guard. If he comes up against this very same team, physical shield could be a problem. And I know Ice Jaden does have, depending on his sub job, he does have some guaranteed hits. It could go either way. ShadowSnatcher could mix it up. So in my match with him, he repeated the team, so it's possible that it's Maechen's move to try and gain the upper hand now.
Alright, so let's check the adjustment in the next fight. Match number 2 between ShadowSnatcher and Maechen. So you guys, you advised Maechen to change his whole team. Instead, ShadowSnatcher did, so...
Somebody listened to the advice.
Yeah. Chisei, how do you like this switch up? Are the odds better for Maechen?
Yeah, I think the odds are better for Maechen. I mean, once again, it's still going to be a really tricky fight because there's a lot of interesting things with this matchup here. Because the Celeste, I think, is going to be very helpful because she is going to tank up magic damage very well, which is going to be both the Ryu and the Salier. And she can absorb Salier's attacks, but she can't absorb Ryu's, and Ryu has the elemental advantage against lightning, so it's really hard to really say. I think if the lightning is able to really put in a lot of work and do a lot of damage early on, it could be problematic, but otherwise Maechen might be able to eke it out here. I like as much as I didn't want Maechen to stay, I think this matchup is a lot more favorable for him than the last one was.
I can Tyrell for the win.
Yes. All right, so match 2 and potentially the point match for ShadowSnatcher here. Starting off, Lightning getting the first buff off on the team, and Celeste just doing a self buff and running forward. Maechen, I think this is the same positioning that he had last time, so not really swapping anything up. So I don't know if he's trying to play a mind game here, but absolutely changing seemingly nothing, especially if the Zazan uses the absorb TMR, HP absorb TMR again. It could just be the exact same team, exact same everything, running it back. Oh, okay, so he's using his own buff this time, which I don't know if he started off with that. Yeah, I think that's different from last time.
Yeah, last time it was a live circulator.
Okay, so that's what I thought. Okay. Lightning getting her important pursuit buff online. Halloween Ryu hasted up and has his courage online. So Celis still not in range to attack, but getting her hate online, which is going to be massive in this fight, especially if the units don't group around her. And if they do group around her, she gets to absorb Salier's attacks. But the main thing, like I said, mainly the 2 units I'm looking at most right now are the Lightning and the Halloween Ryu. I want to know how much damage this Ryu is going to do and how much damage the Lightning is going to do. So Ryu should be in range, so we should be able to see his damage at least against the Celis right now. But he's thinking about it. He's thinking. All right, using the Limit Burst. So if the poison lands on the tank, that could definitely help out against the survivability against the magic. Oh, okay.
So it did not do much on both units, Tyrell and Celeste. Next we're going to have Lightning. Let's see if she's in range. So Life Siphon doing not a lot, even with the pursuit on the Halloween Ryu. Next we're going to have Celeste. Sleep Blade not doing a ton. and about to 3k loss from the poison. It's big. Now we have Obsidian Order. It won't help for this match. Next we're going to have Salir. Cross discharge is being absorbed by the Celeste. Alright, so next we're going to have Halloween Ryu. I think that his skills are not absorbable. Hazard Disruption, killing that Tyrell. Life Cycling again, able to kill that Zazan. Pursuit again, not a lot. And not a lot on that, Winter Salir too. Next we're going to have Celeste Sleep Blade doing much more on that Salir. And now we have another 3k. I think that she still has one absorbability. Cross the chart. No, okay, it's run out. Oh, is it 3 turns only?
I guess so, yeah, I think so.
I think it has a turn limitation.
And 4k coming from Halloween Ryu on that lightning. It's not a lot, but the L back is really great. Vampiric Clearer, so able to kill that. Oh, that's Salir.
Oh my goodness.
And the life siphon coming from Halloween Ryu saved him. Barrier Buster. Oh, he's nearly down though. 400 HP. And next we're
the pursuit's gone.
The pursuit's gone. And next we're going to have Halloween Ryu. Counter Siphon 1k.
Oh my gosh! Oh! Wow!
Oh wow! Okay, I must give the key of the match to that region.
Yeah, the region absolutely helped. I mean, I don't think any units removed his courage, so I think he still had the courage in his back pocket. I missed it, but I don't think he got a re-raise online, so I think he might have just had the courage.
I think that was one of the differences. I think Ryu didn't use haste in the first match.
I think you're right.
I think that's why he had re-raise in the first match, and this one he used a haste heal.
That makes sense. So yeah, so he at least had courage to back him up, which I was afraid was going to get popped by the pursuit. The attack wasn't enough to kill the Ryu, and the pursuit was also gone. And so the region definitely put in some good work there. Yeah, sticking with the same team worked out really well for Maechen there.
It was close.
It was close.
Even then, it still was a very close match, despite the initial advantage that Halloween Ryu seemed to bring into the match. Celeste did a good job tanking the Sleer. She didn't do much damage-wise, but then Halloween Ryu, that poison was big on Celeste and Tyrell. It drained them pretty massively. I think it was like 3k each time they got a turn.
Yeah.
So that was pretty detrimental to ShadowSnatcher. Again, that was a very close match. Had that follow-up been up another turn, maybe he could have procced the courage, maybe that counter. You would think that Lightning wouldn't have had a chance, but she was pretty close, despite you kind of giving off the feeling that she would stand no chance. So it still was a very entertaining roller coaster of a match.
It's really crazy just how much every bit of heal back on Halloween Ryu. He just have enough HP to survive the match. I mean, right now we're seeing about 2k because of his last attack, but at some point we saw it was like 400. And the thing is that if the Runic was still on, I think that Maechen was winning that match. There was this that was also in factor because Celeste wouldn't be able to do maybe another like 800 on Halloween Ryu, and he would have been toast. So yeah, I can't wait to see the adjustment. So Chisei, for the next battle, if you're a ShadowSnatcher, are you confident?
With this team, I'd say probably not. I mean, like I said, it was super close. But that being said, the first match was such a blowout in his favor that I wouldn't be content with being close. You know, I wouldn't want to run this team back with, you know, even though I do think a couple of adjustments, like you said, I do think if the Runic was up one more turn, I think if maybe the Pursuit had one more turn, you know, if there was just a little bit of adjustments there in the initial positioning, or like a TMR difference, I think that ShadowSnatcher could have won it. It was just that close, but I would predict a team swap up. Like I said, especially since the first team did so well, I'd still want to see Maechen prove that he can beat it.
I agree. I think the swap up is coming. I think ShadowSnatcher feels very strongly about his ice piercing bros. I think he might go to what he feels is one of his strongest teams. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ice Jaden comes back for the winner's run.
Knowing Maechen, I'm pretty sure that he's going to run his Howlet for the last match.
I'm hoping for it. I'm hoping to see it. I'm a big fan of the Howlet, so.
Finishing up with style.
Alright, so let's jump into the final match.
Let's do this.
Alright, match number 3 between ShadowSnatcher and Maechen. This is the final match, and this is what they chose. So ShadowSnatcher returns to his team number 1, and Maechen is sticking with his guns. I'm not sure why, but we'll see. Maybe he did some crazy TMR switch-ups, so let's see.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he brings. I don't remember if this was the initial positioning that ShadowSnatcher had in match 1. I do remember Jaden moving up and using his buff on all 3, but I thought he was further in the corner. This might be a different initial positioning over here from ShadowSnatcher. Area resistance buff coming out from the Minwoo. Once again, same corner formation, barrier to be expected from Sweet Ursuleer, but I'm looking to see what TMR buffs and what other buffs that his other units would have turned on. Okay, so there's the haste, which was his mix-up from round 2. So maybe he's running the same rotation as round 2. Let's see if he Zazan uses March of the Juggernaut here. He does. Okay, so this looks like the same rotation he had in match 2, but that was against the Lightning team, not against this one. We haven't seen this buff rotation against this team yet. So it might be a little different. And I know that Zazan, at least in the last match, had the Ice and Wind
TMR
buff online. So that might help out in not getting one shot this time around. I'm hoping that's the main thing, is seeing it, hoping that the Ice Jaden doesn't one-shot everyone with this limit burst here. Whether that means only hitting a couple units, but I mean, they're all still grouping up pretty close together. He might still be able to hit all of them. Oh, actually, Halloween Ryu actually gets to go first, so he might be able to distance himself from the rest of the team. Getting in there with the limit burst.
DLB again.
So this is, yep, just like what he in round 1. See the damage. Similar.
The same thing, but without the reaction with the ill.
That's true, yeah.
And now the ace is renewed, so now we have Assassin, so Obsidian
Okay,
Order
there's the ice
again,
buff.
alright. Now
But they are
we're going
grouped
to
up.
have McLeod. Last time he wasn't in range, now he is. Neutralizing Lance and doing
Ooh.
6k on that Halloween Ryu and removing the ace. Alright, so next we're going to have Ice Jaden, Magical Lance.
Oh.
It's much better tank this time, but they hit them a lot though. And we have the poison on the Ice Jaden. Could be big. Next we're going to have the LB coming from Valentine Salier. Okay, I like his odds. And killing the Ice Jaden.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Wow.
So now it's a lot different. Next, guard ace.
It's a lot closer.
A lot closer. 1 HP Halloween Ryu against everyone. So let's see the extent of damage. McLeod is not known for reflex or preemptive attacks. Let's see.
Also not known for his
Very
survivability. Yeah, exactly.
Hazard disruption.
Oh.
Only 600
enough.
back. But next we're going to have Salier. If she can kill him, it's game.
It's good to
Wow.
say.
What?
Oh no, she's
Casting.
charging.
Oh, she's chanting.
Oh, but Zazan.
Went for the Sazan.
Okay, yes, at least that. Great Love, Invigoration. Oh, it could be big though. So what was she chanting? Meteor. Oh, she's going for the Minwoo. And one-shotting the Minwoo. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, but now they're close. Barrier Break Lance killing that
Oh my goodness.
Valentine Salier. And next we're going to have
he's
the
got
Halloween
this.
Ryu. But if he can't one-shot him there, I think that he's done.
Yeah,
Check
I
that
think
out.
so too.
Does he
I
have
didn't see how
the,
much AP McLeod had.
Unless he has his... Oh no, Courage was already being popped on the 5k. Oh, I took
It has.
sorry
he has
for
enough
Maechen.
AP, I think.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over. Oh my gosh.
That was extremely close.
That was incredible.
Okay, we
of
had
course
some
I'm-
judgment, but yes, sorry Maechen, we underestimated your talks.
That's why I was like, of course I'm sad to see Maechen lose. You know, he's a guildie, he's, you know, great friend of mine, so sad to see him lose. But, you know, I was saying to everyone before the match started, I just wanted to see a close match. Like, to see the unfortunate blowout that was match 1, and then to see you come back in round 2. Like, if there was a blowout in match 3, I would have been so sad. So I was just really hoping for a good match for match 3, and you definitely delivered. That was down to the wire, and the swap ups you made were were excellent. They clearly paid off. It was just barely not enough at the very end there.
I have to agree. The switch up in his buff rotations and ice resists buff was definitely well played in this matchup. And the way the units were spaced out, the targeting the AI went for, just added to the tension. He went for the normal Sazan first, and the other DPS were still standing, and their turns were coming up, and it was a very exciting smackdown, I guess, between each side. And at the end, ShadowSnatcher prevailed. Even Salir going for the Minwu,
that was
casting
big.
for the Minwu instead of trying to finish off the McLeod. I don't know if maybe she could have finished off McLeod, but decided since maybe she saw that she could finish off the Minwu with a full one-shot hit, maybe that's why she went for her. I'm not sure if Minwu had some sort of hate from a bow tie. I didn't notice the movement too closely.
It will make sense.
I have to give the excitement of this match to the AI.
Yeah. Also, what I saw that was different for this match is that this time, like we saw, ShadowSnatcher started with a very aggressive initial placement, and because of that, McLeod was able to hit after turn number 2, I think. And it was really, this is a factor because, with the change on Machen's side also to add the Obsidian Order, the whole team was able to sustain one hit from Jaden this time, so they weren't dead. I think it's mainly due to this TMR. The fact that McLeod was able to hit from one neutralizing lance at the very beginning on the Halloween Ryu, in the end, it made the whole difference, because if at this very moment that we're seeing here, if Halloween Ryu still has like 6,000 more HP, it was the difference.
And if Halloween Ryu would have still had the haste, it could also have been very different.
That's very true. And like I said, I spent the first, my first time talking about Machen's switch ups because, the first match was such a blowout. But, I definitely have to give props to ShadowSnatcher for his mix ups as well, because it clearly worked out incredibly well for him. I don't know if he expected Machen to bring the same team for the third time in a row, but the initial positioning worked out incredibly well for him. Huge shout out to ShadowSnatcher and congrats for grabbing that third place victory.
Congratulations to ShadowSnatcher, our representative from the Charming division. I'm proud to see him take the third place crown. It was very well fought. It was his first time participating in an event like this, as Numeros mentioned throughout the tournament. He took it very far. I'm excited to see what he comes up with in future seasons.
Yeah, that was really well played. Like we said a couple of times, it's really big to reach top 4 in such a tournament, such a long tournament with so many beasts and veterans that are participating. Something funny is that when I asked him for the photo, he was like, oh man, another thing that you're making me do, when does it end?
Did you make him write his acceptance speech and essay too?
It was really nice having you guys, Maechen included. I'm really glad that it was a great series to end up podium for the third place. Unfortunately, Maechen finished 4th, so it put the blind divisions to shame.
I just noticed the nod to the Ashen Tyrell there in the corner.
Oh yeah.
Nice touch. Nice touch there.
Oh yes, that's another thing. At first it was another rain, but it was like, why is there a rain? I don't want that. I want Ashen King Tyrells.
Good choice.
He definitely made a name for Tyrell throughout the season.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I really hope that we're going to see you in future tournaments.
Thanks for having us, and thanks for bringing all these amazing players together. What you've done here with Wbel has been something very remarkable, very special for all of us.
Thank you very much.
I was saying that. Yeah, no, I agree. Thank you so much, Numeros, for putting this together. I'm excited to rejoin you for the grand finals, shoutcasting that. But for this match, I'm so happy to be able to see Maechen and ShadowSnatcher give it their all for the third place fight. And like you said, they were great matches, and thanks so much for putting all this together so that we could experience all of it.
Thank you everyone for watching. If you liked it, please share it with your friends. It's the final week. We want them to experience new type of content. I know that these days it's pretty hard to to find the motivations to play the game because it's pretty bland. But yeah, please share the news to everyone that there's other alternatives that exist. Share a comment with us and join our Discord. We're a pretty funny crew, so it's a nice place to be.
Yeah, these type of events are definitely what bring a breath of fresh air to the community, to the player base. Definitely kept many players in the game much longer than would have been possible. Otherwise. Like Numero said, the situation in the game is a bit complicated at the moment. It's a game we've loved for a long time, and it's great to be able to have these kind of events that force you to play differently, to go back to the units that started it all, just interact with a whole lot of people that with different play styles and pick different rosters, and want to show off things they like, units they love, different strategies. So it's great to be able to highlight this type of event and share it with other people. Hopefully be able to enjoy it for many more seasons to come.
Yes.
Bye.